I'm working on some new designs. And one of the things I want to do is to cut this circle in half. Now this is 1.5 inches in diameter and it's 5/32 inch thick. Now I don't have a thing in my shop that will cut something this small in diameter and this thick. And then I remembered that years ago I bought this little mini cut-off machine that goes along with an angle grinder. So I pulled that out and I started working with it. Now, a caveat here. Grizzly sells this for $27.95. Amazon sells it for about $46. So first off, we do know that it is not an industrial quality tool. It's a cheap tool. Amazon gives it 2.5 stars. Now when I first got it, I would have given it about 1 star because it didn't work out of the box like I thought it should. But now I've got more time. So I really studied it and found out that this is kind of an amazing little tool. And if you're doing something small, you might like this in your shop. And the cost is certainly reasonable. Now, I've learned a lot about this tool and been able to do some nice cutting. But ironically, I still haven't figured out how to cut these in half. But that'll come. Angle grinders have threaded holes for attaching a handle to the left or right side of the grinder. This is a metal cutting disc, which is 1/16 inch in width. You can get a 1/8 inch disc, but that will take more power to cut through the steel or copper, especially steel. Once I have the grinder firmly attached, next, checking to make sure that it is straight up and down, so that it's a 90-degree angle to the base. And these two are for aligning the grinder to a 90-degree angle. This can be adjusted for cutting angles. This vise works on a cam mechanism. I don't particularly like this setup, but I notice in the photos of the newer ones, they have something that looks like it will work somewhat better. I set up this temporary enclosure to contain the sparks and so that the cut-off piece doesn't go flying off. Now this is a piece of 3/8 inch square mild steel. This is 1/2 inch copper tubing. On softer metals, there is a little burring, which can be quickly filed off. Many of you know that I work a lot with RG45, the mild steel gas welding rod. And if I want a flush cut this off flush so that the end is 90 degrees. This is a piece of brass. It's about 3/16 of an inch thick. If you'll notice, the blade does not go all the way through, and that's because the grinder is bottoming out. You can see right here. But I can continue the cut with a hacksaw and then file off any excess.